Title 42 is not consistent with our values, and it doesn't keep us safer. But keep in mind, we need comprehensive immigration reform, and that's something all the Democrats are on board for.
A big claim from Senator Elizabeth Warren as a handful of Democrats are speaking out against ending Title 42, especially those Democrats up for re-election this November.
Fox Nation host Tommy Lahren joins us now. So, Tommy, there's a huge divide in the Democratic Party over this issue. You just heard Elizabeth Warren, and something that I thought was interesting is the president met with the Hispanic caucus yesterday, and they, too, criticized Title 42. On the other hand, you have about 50 Democrats who want to keep it in place. So what's going to happen here?
Well, listen, Title 42 really is the only mechanism right now that is keeping our country from being completely overwhelmed and inundated, although it already really is being overwhelmed and inundated. This is really the last barrier that's in place. And when Elizabeth Warren talks about it being inhumane and not consistent with our values, I wish these Democrats that are supporting the removal of Title 42, I wish they would just come out and say, we want an open border. We believe everyone should just be able to come on in, unscreened, unvetted, and resettle in the United States, because that's really what they're saying. But I will say this about Title 42. Eventually, it will expire. Eventually, the CDC is going to say that maybe COVID isn't such a risk anymore and we should all move back on with our lives, which I agree with. That's why there does need to be comprehensive immigration reform. But we need Remain in Mexico, and we need a process to make sure that our country is not being completely overwhelmed and that it's not a free-for-all at our southern border. We need to finish the wall, and certainly in places where it has not been built or where it's sitting there rusting because the Democrats refuse to continue its construction. So we do need immigration reform. We need it to be consistent with our values, but we need it to be consistent with the values that we have to have a sovereign border that is enforced. First and foremost, all Americans, especially those that are representing us in Congress and the White House, should want that. For some reason, one side or the other, not really following through on that promise to keep America safe.
Meantime, the left melting down over Elon Musk's Twitter takeover, but conservatives celebrating it as a win for free speech. Tommy, I would say not just a win for free speech, but for freedom, period. Your thoughts?
I am very cautiously optimistic. We're going to have to see what Elon Musk does, but I will say this. This is my request to him, and I think it will make a big difference. I would like him to expose all of the algorithms and censorship and shadow banning that has gone on Twitter, especially in the last several years. I wish he would just expose it all, because I think that the American people, and especially conservatives like myself who have dealt with social media censorship, we'd like to know what's been done. We'd like to see it all exposed. Let's start there and then move forward with actually making it a free speech platform. I think this is going to be excellent. It still remains to be seen. We hope that he will keep to his promise of returning it to a place, a marketplace of ideas, but we're going to have to wait and see how it shakes out. I do wish, again, that he would expose everything that's gone on, because the American people deserve to know.
Yeah, what do you make of people in the media and liberals who are criticizing Elon Musk for promoting free speech? I mean, these are two groups of people that should be champions of freedom of speech, and historically they have been.
I think the truth terrifies Democrats and those on the left, because for so long they've been able to hide behind social media and big tech and those that are the wardens of social media and big tech to make sure that they control the agenda and the narrative. So someone like Elon Musk terrifies them. He's not a conservative, he's not a Republican, he's someone that truly does believe in free speech, and that should be celebrated by all. But I think the Democrats are worried if they aren't having such a control over big tech and social media, maybe the truth will get out, and if the truth gets out, maybe, just maybe, people will change the way that they vote in November and in elections to come. And that is why they're shaking in their boots.
If the refs aren't on your side, the game could be fair, and that scares them. Tommy, thank you.
Very insightful, Tom.
With that, Fox and Friends starts right now.
See ya.
안녕하세요.